No tricks, just touchdowns. It's a Halloween Friday Night Frenzy. I'm Amy Zimmer. He's Pat Tillin. Our Rick Snow and Dave Williams standing by.
The regular season coming to a frightful finish. Week 12 has arrived and teams are battling to stay alive, securing region titles, and playoff seeding is on the line.
And the ghosts of playoff hopes haunting the sidelines tonight. One team who's been scary good this season, the undefeated Jenkins Warriors in region play. So grab your candy. We kick off the night at Grove Stadium. Jenkins, the region champs for the first time since 2019, capping off the regular season against the Johnson Adams Smashers. Second quarter, Warriors cruising up 29-6 on the move again. Kamari Wright takes the handoff, loses his footing for a second, but regains balance, takes it to the pylon for 6. Jenkins firing on all cylinders, up 36-6. Johnson trying to build some momentum before the half. Check that out. Jamari Johnson completely hurdles his defender. Unreal athleticism there. Clock winding down. Adams Smashers trying to score before the break, but Warriors Tyler Rhodes says, I don't think so. Big time interception, takes it the other way, almost for 6. Flag on the return, wipes it out. It was all Jenkins in this one. They roll into the playoffs undefeated in Region 3 AAA, finishing the regular season with an impressive 9-1 record. Johnson wraps up the year at 2-8.
Jenkins doing pretty well this year. The folks at home know the drill. We are just warming up here on the Friday Night Frenzy. We're taking you across Southeast Georgia and the Low Country for this week's Carolina Clash.
And taking us to break, the Windsor Forest High School Marching Band, part of our WJCL 22 Spirit Squad of the Week.
We're the Windsor Forest Mighty Marching Knights, and you're watching the Friday Night Frenzy!
1, 2, ready, and...
You're watching the Friday Night Frenzy, as always, taking you across Southeast Georgia and the Low Country as high school football teams put a bow on the regular season.
Two teams trying to finish their regular seasons on a high note, the Calvary Day Cavaliers and Liberty County Panthers. Calvary Day riding a 4-game winning streak into this one. Meanwhile, Liberty County coming off a loss at home a week ago. Cavaliers honoring their seniors, and it's the senior, Brady Shiver, starting the party with the field goal, 3-0 Cavs. Later in the first, play action pass. James Mobley fires a dart over the middle to a wide open MJ Knight. Emotions riding high on the field, 10-0 Cavaliers. Panthers struggled to move the ball in offense. They did not cross midfield in the first quarter, punting away to Sean Williams. The sophomores got some blocks, and he's walking a tightrope down the sideline. He has his eyes on pay dirt, and they mark him down just inside the 5-yard line. Amazing return by Williams. Sets up the Cavs on the doorstep. Jalen Hicks gets the call, 17-0 Calvary lead. Same score in the second quarter. Cavaliers in the red zone. Mobley floats one to the corner, and MJ Knight climbs the ladder, coming down with it on the defender's head. Calvary wins 41-0 as Jason Cameron's team starts and ends the year with the shutout. Plus, it's their 5th straight game with at least 40 points.
Calvary on a roll. Meanwhile, up to the pit, Savannah Christian playing Toombs County for a region championship. First quarter handoff to senior Ethan Hudspeth. He fights for a first down in Bulldogs territory. Sets up a field goal for Carson Leak. The first-year field goal kicker knocks it in. 3-0 Raiders lead. Next Raiders possession, quarterback Blaze Thomas going to keep it here. And watch what he does with it. Cuts upfield, breaks a tackle, then runs into a bunch of Bulldogs. But watch this. The Savannah Christian offensive line is full of some big boys. They push the piles. Thomas comes out the other end. 53-yard touchdown run for the senior, and the Raiders puts up 10 points in the first quarter. Toombs County finds their groove. Play action. Joseph Owens hits Justice Wilds. Nice block leads to a Bulldogs touchdown. Later, Owens, with plenty of time, has the end zone on his mind. Puts the ball on the money for Gavin Fletcher. Toombs County gonna roll 52-24. They claim the Class Single A Division I title as Buddy Martin's team caps off an undefeated regular season at the pit.
And it was a treat to be in Richmond Hill tonight as the Wildcats were looking to wrap up region play with a win.
Our Rick Snow was at Wildcat Stadium as they welcomed Colquitt County.
Hey guys, on this Halloween, the Wildcats are trying to avoid a trick by the Packers, which would be a loss. Instead, they want to find a treat, which would be a win, and move them into 3rd place in the region, and they would be battle-tested for the 2nd season.
Dawson.
It was trick-or-treat night at Wildcat Stadium, and in the first quarter, Colquitt County started deep in Richmond Hill territory, but Cohen Lawson hits Antoine Lockett open over the middle, and he breaks into the open and turns on the Jets, going 87 yards for a touchdown and a quick 7-0 lead. After that, the Wildcat defense settles down as a quick pass by Lawson is sniffed out by the Cats defense and stopped for a loss by Cannon Curlia and his friends as they make the play. Late in the first quarter, the Wildcats start moving down the field as Gunnar Mobley hits Eli Grant on the far sideline for a first down. Moments later, Mobley with a quick jump pass to tight end Jack McGrath for 37 yards, and he's off to the races for a touchdown. It was 7-7, setting off a celebration. The Wildcat defense stayed strong early in the second quarter as Lawson's deep pass intended for Ajayan Allridge is broken up by Walter Pugh, saving the touchdown. Late in the first half, Lawson back to throw and hits Malik Walker in stride for a 24-yard touchdown, and the Packers led 14-7 at the half, and it came up a trick as the Packers go on to beat the Wildcats 28-21. From Richmond Hill, Rick Snow, WJCL 22 News.
Thanks, Rick. Vidalia making the trip down to Saunders Field. Hornets and Indians battling for their first region win. Vidalia trailing 14-6 at the start of the fourth. Henry Adams fires a pass up the seam. Alton Bowles hangs on for the first down. Take another look, folks. Hayes Beaver gets a hand in there, but great concentration by Bowles. Sets up the next play. Kashawn Coney takes the rock right up the gut. Makes it 14-12. And getting the Indian marching band excited. Vidalia has to go for 2 to tie the game. The attempt is stuffed by a swarm of Hornets. Country Day keeping their 2-point lead. The Hornet offense now getting a chance to respond. How about 3 straight tosses to Thomas Holland, daring the Indians to stop it, and they couldn't. Holland to the house, and the Hornets fly away with this one, 35-12. Country Day going 4-6 in their final regular season of GHSA play.
That's right. The Hornets heading to GIAA next year. Meanwhile, Windsor Forest looking to close out the regular season on a high note, hosting a winless Grove Squatta Island Stadium opening drive. Groves not backing down. Handoff goes to senior running back William West. He hits the hole, bursts up the middle, untouched to the house. Rebels strike first 6-0 after the missed 2-point try. The Knights waste no time answering back. Junior quarterback Junior Rowland rolls out, calls his own number, cuts left, steps on the gas down the sideline for a nice first down. A few plays later, Rowland drops back. This time he's going to scramble, but then unloads a rocket. Going to find Jamor Dunkett wide open near the goal line, jogs it in for 6. The 2-point conversion is good. Windsor Forest jumps in front, 8-6. Groves going to fall just short of the much-needed W they were looking for as Windsor Forest finishes on top, 26-20.
Over in the South Carolina Low Country, so far the story of the year has been the Hilton Head Island Seahawks. They've only lost 1 all season and have already wrapped up a playoff spot in region championship.
And tonight they were looking for the clean sweep against their other Beaufort County schools as they played host to Beaufort High at the Nest, and that's where we find our Dave Williams with the Carolina Clash Game of the Week.
Amy, Pat, there's been plenty of excitement this year here at the Nest as the host Hilton Head Seahawks have had their way with most of their opposition en route to a region championship and a playoff berth. Meanwhile, the visiting Beaufort Eagles, they still have a shot at the playoffs despite having a 1-3 region record and 3-6 mark overall. And the Seahawks, who haven't lost since August 29th, were looking for their 8th consecutive win. And it didn't take them long to get started on that quest as Thaddeus Zarnecki caps off their first drive of the game with an escapade into the end zone, and Hilton Head led 7-0. The Seahawks would find the end zone again on their next offensive play from scrimmage as Derek Raniszewski throws a perfect strike to Caden Stewart for the touchdown, and Hilton Head was rolling up 14-0. But they were far from done. On their next possession, it's Thaddeus Zarnecki again finding the payoff pasture. This time the short TD run. The PAT was no good, and it's 20-0 Seahawks. Beaufort, however, shows some life on the ensuing kickoff as Jamarian Jackson fields the squib kick, and he will take it to the house for the 64-yard TD return. The PAT was no good, and it was 20-6 Hilton Head. The Seahawks, though, continue to have an answer for everything. Early second quarter, Raniszewski again with a perfect pass, this time to Jeremiah Walters for the touchdown. The 2-point conversion was no good, and Hilton Head led at that point 26-6. And they go on to roll to the 53-20 victory. On Hilton Head Island, Dave Williams, WJCL 22 News.
The Seahawks continue to roll. Thanks, Dave. Nowhere close to the finish line. More highlights to come in the play of the week.
Sending it over to the cheerleaders of Hilton Head Prep, part of this week's WJCL 22 Spirit Squad.
We're the Hilton Head Prep cheerleaders, and you're watching the Frenzy on WJCL.
Welcome back to the Friday Night Frenzy. Of course, more highlights and the play of the week to get to.
First, how about one more matchup with massive playoff implications and a potential region champion being crowned? A big night in Statesboro. Rebels playing the Blue Devils, who are trying to lock down the top spot in the region. Statesboro down with less than 2 minutes left. Beckham Gerard looking downfield, hits Gage Newsom for the 40-yard score. And to take it all the way to the house and take a lead. The Rebels respond, though. Senior QB Tucker Perkins looks downfield, finds Zeke Brown. He scores the extra point, no good, so we head to overtime. In the extra period, Beckham Gerard scores on Statesboro's first play, but their extra point is unsuccessful. Still a great run by the sophomore quarterback. For Effingham, Perkins to Brown is the answer once again. This time, the extra point is good, and Effingham tops Statesboro 42-41. Rebels close out the regular season with 7 straight wins and will host the Class 5A state playoff game in Springfield.
How about the Low Country action kicking off early this afternoon? Hilton Head Prep hosting rival Hilton Head Christian, and it was Hilton Head Christian striking first in this one. Late first quarter, quarterback Chris Langhals with a nice slant. That was to Jackson Richardson for the score. Eagles up 7-0. Then on their next possession, early in the second, is Langhals with the swing pass to Joseph Hop. Check out the nice effort as he spins away from the tackle, and he's headed to the end zone. Hilton Head Christian now up 14-0. The Dolphins, though, do answer on their next possession. Wyatt Harmer going to drop back and going to show off the arm. Airs it out. And check out the nice juggling catch by Brody Hosher. He has a clear sailing path to the promised land. Hilton Head Christian's lead cut to 14-6. But it wouldn't be enough as Hilton Head Christian goes on to win 33-21.
Time for the Friday Night Frenzy Play of the Week. We take you back to Hilton Head, and it's Buford Eagles getting the honor as Jamarian Jackson fields the kickoff, finds a crease down the sideline, going 64 yards to the end zone for the touchdown. That's how you end your season on a high note, the senior's first touchdown of the year.
And a look at the college football Saturday ahead coming up 3:30 right here on WJCL 22. We got Georgia, Florida going down in Jacksonville. We'll have reports coming up Saturday night at 11 here on WJCL 22. And that's a wrap on the regular season under the Friday Night Lights. For Pat Timlin and our entire Friday Night crew, I'm Amy Zimmer.